You're my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and we are back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. We're over 100,000 still. Been holding over 100,000. This is pretty nice. The market is going up. We are having a lot of movement in the portfolios. Ethereum is going crazy in the background. Bitcoin's making moves. Ethereum's making moves. It is all good in the crypto hood. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. Got to get the business out of the way, people. Make sure you hit the like button. If you've been here more than twice, I'm going to invite you to the Wolfpack formally. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's a little bell icon right next to it. Hit that and turn notifications to all on. I do not flood your feed. And yeah, so today, good day. Obviously, I'm recording this the day before. I'm going to try and do my crypto portfolio updates the day before, kind of like what I do with my Robinhood portfolio, just because it just makes more sense. You're getting more relevant data. I was originally recording them on Sundays. I kind of like recording them Tuesday evening. Plus, it forces me to do my thumbnails for my Monday, because Monday I also record future financial strategies. And now that I'm all caught up and stuff, normally if I get a little wild hair, I'll record 2 additional episodes. So we've got content coming out. So like you guys can actually look forward a week or 2 or 3, generally between 2 and 4, because while I am productive, it comes in spurts when I'm caught up. And normally once I get caught up, something comes up that pulls me away from being able to keep my recording schedule. But as it sits right now, I'm trying to keep that 2-3 week cushion, especially since towards the beginning of the year, I'm going to be out of town for like 2 weeks. So those 2 episodes are going to have to be recorded, and I'll probably record something to drop in place of the Robinhood and something to drop in place of my crypto portfolio updates, just like some, I guess, for those of you who watch anime, some filler episodes. Like we're going to go on a little side quest or give some thought processes on some things or dive down deep into a specific topic or whatever for those 2 weeks. But, I'm not going to leave you hanging. We're not doing that. We're being professional around here. Professional, because I'm trying. Anyways, we're over 100,000. Bitcoin was over. 4 weeks later, we're so back. I'm not complaining about it. The portfolio's looking good. We're down to our last trade-off of our savings Bitcoin to transfer over into our income account. And our income account, I am very happy with where we're at and where we're about to be on that account. And yeah, so we're going to talk about the top 3 things affecting Bitcoin, because these episodes are going pretty straightforward up until about August. Now, starting in August, which we should be peak bull running. August is probably going to be crazy. I'm going to be flipping back on the spigot, and I'm going to be buying crypto again. And it's going to be great. It's going to be interesting. I am pretty excited about it. And we're going to be making some strategic moves. I might be going full Bitcoin maxi here, because there's just so many tools available now, and I'm so ingrained in it that it almost just makes sense. So we'll be coming up with some strategies, because some of the tools that I used to have are coming back to the States. So you don't look a gift horse in the mouth. And if there's a more efficient way to do what you're already doing, then you do that. And I've exhibited that with my pivot from yield farming to doing high yield dividends. Less risk, consistent money. Now, as the money is high, no, it is not. But you also don't go to zero. So, from a wealth protection standpoint, especially since we found basically more or less an infinite money glitch in Misty, why wouldn't you do that? Because you don't have to worry about it going to zero the next day. Like, you at least get some sort of heads up. Like, there's plenty of opportunities to jump off of a falling traditional finance train, in my opinion. So you know, we're making the pivots, we're making the adjustments, we're tweaking all of our accounts and getting ourselves into position to, you know, buy more Bitcoin and Ethereum, because we're still buying Ethereum. I'm not giving that up. Like everybody was like, oh, Ethereum, and then Ethereum started jumping. Now people talking about Ethereum again. I've always talked about Ethereum. It's one of my long-term holdings and one that we are trying to get to a nominal position of 32 Ethereum, and Ethereum's expensive and we're working on it. But we're getting ready to turn the crypto spigot back on, and I'm excited about it. Because we're almost done with our mad dash to get our income portfolio to that escape velocity point, and we're in the ballpark. We're getting there. So like we're starting to hit milestones, and that means you obviously have to update and retool and retweak your strategy, especially when you start hitting milestones early. Like that's kind of an important thing. We don't rest on our laurels. We're constantly working on the next thing. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. We're going to get this crypto talk going. Let's pull it up. For those of you who are not watching, I am on the screen. I'm going to make myself smaller on the screen, though. Is there a smaller screen here? No. There used to be like a little one. Hold on a second. Let me see if we can. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to customize my own screen here. That's what we're about to do. No, I want you to be big. Bro. No. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, yes. There we go. Yeah, boy. Okay. I made a custom screen. Let's just make this the screen share screen. Boom. Custom screen, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So now that I've got my custom screen the way that I like it, I'll be in the upper corner. Actually, you know what? I don't want to be in the upper corner. I want to be way over in this corner. Oh, I can be even smaller. I'm tiny in this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Update the layout. Oh, yeah. Microscopic, reckless Ray De Niro down in the corner. I am excited. I just did this. Okay. So, for those of you not watching, we got CoinGecko pulled up. Shout outs to CoinGecko for having this wealth of information that we reference once a week. Bitcoin is at present at $103,934. We held at $104 today during the active traditional finance market hours. You know, they felt the need to point that out, even though our market never turns off. And that's why it's awesome. But, you know, holding at 103,934. Bitcoin dominance is down to 58.9%. Ethereum has been on a tear. Ethereum dominance is up to 9.27%. Gas fees are at 1.942 Gwei. There's a lot of activity going on Ethereum. Fees are kind of high. I don't like it. I like it when the fees are lower. I want sub 1 Gwei. And granted, what's funny is I remember doing episodes where the gas fees were at like 20, over 15 Gwei, and I wasn't complaining then. And now I'm complaining that we're almost at 2 Gwei for gas, which is crazy. It's just insane. The things that we get upset about when we get spoiled on those super, super tasty low gas fees. Moving on to the trending coins as of this recording. At number 1, we have Sui. At number 2, we have Launchcoin on Believe. At number 3, we have Griffane. Now, moving on to the top 5 gainers and losers. Now we're getting some bull run numbers. We got some bullish numbers on the upside. Downside's actually not looking that bad. Let's get into it. So at number 1 we're going to do the top 5 gainers first. At number 1, we have at rank 355. Launch coin on Believe with a gain of 240 or 274.1% in the last 24 hours. Good gracious, that's nice. At number 2, we have at rank 753 Goon Coin with a gain of 177.3% in the last 24 hours. Moving to number 3, we have at rank 694 Jelly My Jelly with a gain of 98.5% in the last 24 hours. Moving on to number 4, we have at rank 350 Constitution DAO. At one point was on one of my watch lists. I was looking at it, seeing what was going on, with a gain of 62.1% in the last 24 hours. At number 5, last but not least, we have at rank 561 Sky AI with a gain of 46% in the last 24 hours. Moving on to the top 5 losers. Hope you guys never end up on this list, but if you do, hopefully it is an opportunity to dollar cost average in to drag your dollar cost percentages down, your cost basis. At number 1, at rank 705, we have Redacted with a loss of 45.4% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have at rank 901, we have Housecoin with a loss of 25.8% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 695, we have Titcoin with a loss of 19.1% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, at rank 957, we have New XAI Gork with a loss of 18.5% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, at number 5, we have at rank 974, Hosico Cat with a loss of 18.1% in the last 24 hours. Before we jump into the pit here and look at where we're at, we got to do some numbers. So first and foremost, we have a gain of 5.2% in the last 24 hours, which is nice. Most importantly, we are only down 18%. And I say only because remember when this was like at 35, like we're just eking it out. We obviously made some adjustments at some losses, did some consolidations. We still have some consolidations to do, but some of that stuff I'm like, we're going into the bull market, we might just let it ride, just like let it sit for a minute, just see what we can eke out. Because we're only down 18% right now, which means some stuff's moving in directions that it needs to be going in, and I am here for it. Let's go ahead and bring you guys over so we can do the top 10. Obviously, we are not counting the USDC coin. At number 1, we have Solana, SOL. At number 2, we have Thorwallet DEX, TGT. At number 3, we have Ethereum, ETH. At number 4, we have Superverse, SUPER. At number 5, we have Radium, RAY. At number 6, we have Injective, INJ. At number 7, we have Aave, AAVE. At number 8, we have Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider Token, JLP, always a mouthful. At number 9, we have Akash Network, AKT. And last but not least, at number 10, we have Avalanche, AVAX. Those are my top holdings. Few of them are in staking positions, so we've been getting a look. Well, actually, most of them are in staking positions. It's moving. It is moving. It's good to see some of these numbers back in areas where I know I'm in profit again. That also kind of makes me feel a little bit better. And yeah, like we're just sitting here riding these waves on most of these. We still have some adjustments to make. I still have some other positions that I'm looking at, potentially clipping, condensing, figuring out whether I want to continue holding them. I don't know. Because we have like a little bit of income coming in on some stuff. There's some stuff that we're just not making anything on. Some stuff's just sitting on. And honestly, I'd rather have it in my income portfolio, to be honest. Like I would just, but we're rolling into the bull run. So we gotta eke it out. It's normally at this point when you're ready to capitulate, ready to condense it down. I only need 3 positions. That's when I just take a breath. And I go, well, the income portfolio is sustaining this now. And just let it ride just to see what happens. Because at this point, it's like this portfolio was destroyed so bad that there's just no reason not to. It's like it can't really get any worse than what it was. And it was bad. So, riding the wave back up, maybe adding some positions once we get back into the point that we're generating that monthly income. Like obviously we have some debt to pay down, and we're going to probably start filtering some stuff back into Bitcoin once we start eking our way into that. And I think we're getting ready to get to a point to where we're going to be able to take some good swings at it. So that's what we've got for the holdings. Last but not least, we're going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and not be minuscule on this screen. Go back to this screen. There we go. Now I'm big again. I have grown. We're going to talk about the top 3 things affecting Bitcoin this week. The week of the 12th, May 12th. And obviously is it Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. I don't even have to do this today. That's crazy. Okay. Well, now I'm ahead of schedule. This is awesome. Okay. So I'm doing it a day early. I thought it was Wednesday. That's how often I work. I don't even know what day it is. So we all learned something together that Ray doesn't normally know what day it is. Let's talk about the first factor. With the first factor, we have trade deals and geopolitics. The US-UK trade deal went through. US-China talking about a trade deal. Easing tensions, boost risk appetite. Like him or hate him, Trump said, buy now. Now's a good time to buy. And me working in my traditional financial portfolios, I have been buying. Like I've taken the message. We're buying all sorts of stuff. So we're moving money and we're buying. We're generating more income and we're buying. Factor number 2 is the Federal Reserve policy and macroeconomics. Fed holds the Fed rate steady and hints at easing. Positive inflation data and bullish market sentiment. A lot of things are lining up right now this week. This week's looking good. This is actually looking, last week was great. This week's looking good. We pulled back. It's funny. We were just complaining about being in the 90s. We dropped down to 76,000, complained about that, got back up above 100,000. And when we had a slight pullback to 102, people started complaining. And it's interesting the way that this is spun to retail, because I'm retail. You're listening to me. You're retail. Now, if I got on here all the time and every time we did crypto portfolio update, it was just like, oh, Lord, it's the end of the world. No matter what the price is, if the price comes back from anything, like if we could be at 120 right now and it would pull back to 110 and people would be like, the market's crashed. It's all over. Then we shoot up to 140, pull back to 135. Oh, well, we pulled back to 135. It's all over. You guys got to start seeing these patterns. You're being spun at every angle. I'm consistent. I'm like, if the market pulls back, I'm buying. I'm getting ready to deploy a plan to start rebuying at over 100,000. Because if you're buying over 100,000 and you believe it's going to 1 million, that's a genius buy. It's just not a genius buy when you first get to 100,000. I've bought all the peaks, just so you guys know. I've bought through all the bull runs, all of them, except for one, because I wasn't there for one of them. Been there for the other ones. And I have bought straight through all of them. And you know what? Looking back at all those peak prices, everybody now says, oh, you were lucky. You're just lucky. Like, no, I bought and you said I was crazy and I was going to lose all my money. That's literally what happened. I'm buying. Like, hey, Bitcoin, this is pretty awesome. Let me tell you about it. You're insane. You're going to lose all your money. Now look at you. Now we all buying $100,000 Bitcoins. It's what it is. Last but not least, we have institutional inflows and ETF activity. Record ETF inflows, institutional adoption, and strong technical support. Now, me personally, I do not read charts. I do not believe in technical supports when it comes to crypto related products. The market does not understand how crypto works, how to value it, any of that. And I'm going to stand on it. I'm waiting for the bottom. Oh, I'm going to wait for Bitcoin to go back to 30K. Yeah, good luck. They're still waiting, still sitting there, holding their money in their hand, losing buying power. It's easier for me to just dollar cost average, and I have my true north, which is Bitcoin goes to $1 million. So I ain't worried about any price up until when we get over $500,000. Now, if we go to $1 million this year, y'all probably won't see me no more because I'm going to be retired on a beach somewhere. But overall, for me, I go Bitcoin $1 million, Bitcoin $100,000. Goodbye. That's 10x. You know, I might get a little bit more stingy when we get to $500,000 because it's only 2x from there. I'm just like, that's not interesting. 10x, I can wait for 10x. Like, so, and you know, we've got some additional tools that will be available, so we're going to be building some strategy around that as well. So now I have a whole nother strategy that I got to get into place now, because now that some of the tools are coming back that I'm used to having, even though they're not as good as the ones I had, we're going to have a financial strategy based around that also, because why wouldn't you? Like, it just makes sense. And like, I'm figuring out, like, now that I know I feel like that dude, it's a old, hold on. Actually, if I can find it, we're going to watch it. Let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, here it is. I'm gonna pull it up. We're about to do this. Yeah, we'll do this one. Hold up. No, that's not the video. Okay, so let me check this one. Hold up. Here it is. Let me go ahead and do this. Let's go to YouTube. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up for you guys. Boom. All right, here we go. Let me make sure it's back on the screen, because every time I do this, I do it as though it's on the screen, and then it's not on the screen. See there? That's exactly why I did this. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to watch this. This is something that I used to do on my old show, but we're going to go ahead and just throw this video in here because it's awesome. Shout out to Red Bull. This dude's amazing. But let me give you guys a visual representation of how I feel with this capital allocation game that I got going right now.
I understand it now. I understand it now. Everybody always making excuses. Fuck it. I understand it now. Fuck it. People think they understand now, like I do. I'm gonna shoot it backwards. I understand it now. I told y'all I'm not playing. You guys see what it is. Man versus turbine. Ah! Let's go! I understand it now. Come on, guys. It's easy now.
That's how I feel. I feel like I understand it now. So as the pieces fall into place, we're going to build these strategies out. I'm going to test them. I think I understand it now. So I think over this bull run, we're going to be able to make some magic happen. And I'm like, as I said, I know some of you, especially the homies in the wolf pack that see me on other pages, because I started making it a point to support. I support other content creators, but I've been making it as a point, because like if I go watch your video, I'll definitely hit the like. But I've been like trying to comment. It's one of the things I've been trying to force myself to do, to be a part of the YouTube community. Granted, I don't really get anything out of it. I don't know. But like, I do see every once in a while, I'll see some people that are in the wolf pack and they're like, oh, you're over here too. I'm like, yeah, I'm always doing research. Well, the research that I do is like, I like looking at other people's strategies and then picking them apart to see what works with what I've got going on. Cause like the stuff that I built that I'm regularly doing, the processes that I do with my money, the process that I do with my portfolio building, my mentality, and my traditional financial portfolio, that is the exact same mentality and logic and tactic and strategy that I ran in crypto, because I hadn't owned a stock in over a decade until we started getting stuff that was crypto related, because if it's not going to outperform Bitcoin, there's no reason for me to own it. But now we have income opportunities. Well, there's stuff that we used to have in Bitcoin that is starting to filter itself back into the States. Now, do I think what's upsetting to me is the stuff that I was using still exists. It just can't function here, which is tragically upsetting to me, in my opinion. But you got to play on the field that you're on. I could complain. I could relegate myself and just be like, yo, I don't like this. I hate this. This is stupid. And I do complain on the videos because the way that it's presented is that it's something new, because most of you weren't here then. So you didn't get to use any of these tools that they're now offering to us at higher rates while they're talking about trying to bring them down. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But you know, when you have something that's good and you start running into infinite money glitches, especially if it's not something that the metaphorical the higher ups, the traditional financial system that we've been trying so hard to break away from control, you're not going to have it for long. But the great part about it was we had it for long enough for me to start my escape and actually start making some metrically life-changing moves. So there's a point in time, and you know, I got a little taste of how something of that nature would work, and now I have even more tools at my disposal to really capitalize on it. So we're definitely going to be looking at utilizing some of these features. And yeah, you're gonna get to see some interesting stuff happen. We're gonna be making some interesting plays. I am very excited about what we have going forward now. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. We're gonna wind it out on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys got some value out of it. I'm really excited to debut some of the strategies that we're going to have unfolding, because it's not necessarily that we have like a bunch of strategies or I'm just trying to do a bunch of stuff with my money. I am laser focused and I am in my lane. For those of you who are over here, obviously everything touches on Bitcoin. Everything is more or less crypto related, with the exception of a few positions in my income portfolios. Like the Robinhood has some Aaron stuff. Like my primary income portfolio, crypto related, it's MicroStrategy related. My in-home banking, now that we've moved that into the brokerage account, we're no longer keeping in the bank account. We're over a certain point. Like I owe myself, I still owe myself $1,622. And I was like, hey, that's enough to just go ahead and start putting it in an income position in my brokerage account. And we converted it over. So now there's a account that's dedicated to my in-home banking. We're running that strategy out of that portfolio, crypto related. Everything is more or less crypto related. My long-term holdings portfolio, crypto related. It's all crypto stocks. And I'm here for it. Like that's what I want. Like that's the realm, the world I want to be in. And we're going to build out those initial positions, and we're going to keep it pushing. But we're also going to start back funding back into Bitcoin, and we're going to set up a strategy to be able to utilize Bitcoin more efficiently, because I have a ton of Bitcoin sitting in cold storage. Well, not a ton. I've got Bitcoin sitting in cold storage. So that's set up, but I can't do anything with it. I can't make money off of it. So with the way that we're going to do that, we're getting ready to do some funding initiatives. We're getting ready to start figuring out ways to utilize that Bitcoin to generate more income. We're going to be making some moves, and I am excited about them. So stay tuned, because we're going to be doing some stuff. And yeah, so if you made it this far, hit the like. If you've been here more than twice, tap that subscribe button, turn that bell notification right next to it, click on that, and make sure to hit all on so that you guys get notified as soon as these premiere. And welcome to the Wolfpack. And most importantly, if you're getting value out of this, share the video. Share it with somebody you care about. Share it with somebody you don't care about that's dusty. We're trying to fix the world by de-dustification. Over here in the Wolfpack, we always have room for more, and we're not trying to get rich by ourselves, because there's no fun in that if you're the only person eating at your table. Till next week, people, it's your boy Reckless Ray Dinero, and this has been another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates, and I am out. Peace.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.